It is East Coast Radio, KZN's number one hit music station, and today South Africa comes to a pause as women across the country take part in the Women For Change Shutdown, a national standstill calling attention to the rising, crucial, crazy levels of gender-based violence, femicide, and the urgent need for real accountability and reform. From Durban South Beach to cities and towns nationwide, thousands are stepping out to say enough is enough. If they are not adorned in black today, they may be wearing the color purple as well. And to help us understand what it all means and why this shutdown matters and what South Africa need to know about the crisis we're facing, we're joined by Michael Benevolent Masina, gender-based violence activist and victim support lead at Women For Change. Michael, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Morning, Carol. Thank you so much for having me.
What is your response now that the president has declared gender-based violence a crisis?
Thank you once again, Carol, for having me this morning. Like I mentioned, I'm more than so happy. We as Women for Change have been fighting for this cause for a very long time now. Just to finally put the spotlight and have the spotlight be on our country's deepest and most urgent crisis of gender-based violence and femicide is something that brings us, a little bit of, in a sense of, we can actually feel acknowledged, finally. And having the president himself yesterday basically mentioned just how much of a crisis it is. And we also had an internal meeting thereafter where it was officially declared as a national disaster. And that's something that we've been fighting for a very long time. And we're happy that finally South Africans see just how much this is a crisis and how much it is an urgent crisis. And we've also not only done that, but we've able to put the emphasis on the gap that currently exists between legislation and the reality of so many lived experiences of women and young girls in this country.
Right. And I know come 12 o'clock, there's going to be the lie down, the national lie down, where everyone is going to lie down for 15 minutes. Can you explain to us the reason for this particular form of protest?
Yes, so absolutely. So we saw the traditional protesting, yes, it does work, but we've done that in the past and, we've continued to be ignored and not really see a lot of much change or significance in it. Hence why we decided to make use of digital activism, and that is what has allowed us to reach millions of South Africans. It has allowed us to reach millions of people even across South Africa or out of South Africa, globally and into the world, so that we can finally educate them and inform them about gender-based violence and the state of gender-based violence in this country. So it has allowed us to reach so many people. It's allowed us to have so many other women also feel comfortable in terms of sharing their stories. And then we can finally step in and inform and educate as much as possible and also help them. So at 12 p.m. today, I think it's a moment for us, although it is already being categorized as a national disaster officially from today. I think today at 12 p.m., the 15 minutes lie down is in honor and it's in memory of all the 15 women that have already lost their lives and continue to lose their lives, unfortunately, in South Africa due to gender-based violence and femicide. So we're asking everyone to either withdraw from the economy and not spend anything today, but more importantly, to join us at 12 o'clock for 15 minutes with the lie down. And just have the honor and memory for all of those lives that have already been lost to gender-based violence.
Right. Now, I know that the statistic currently stands at, in South Africa, 15 women lose their lives to gender-based violence daily. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, and it's unfortunate. In fact, those numbers could be higher, Carol, but this is what we have from our work on the ground. But if we're looking at the statistics from the SAPS, their last release actually excluded femicide completely. It was redacted, it was not included. Hence why we're saying those numbers could even be more. But from what we have on our database, as well as liaising with other stakeholders that are also in the GBV field, we can confirm that it is, in fact, a life lost every 2.5 hours of a woman in South Africa at this point.
That is incredibly scary. Now, we do know that the government has said this is a crisis, this is a disaster. What does Women for Change want to see after the G20 has left, everyone's gone, all the international heads of state? What do you want to see happen for change?
Yeah, so I can confirm that after our internal meeting yesterday with the Honorable Minister Slavisa, we have already set a date for next week, Friday. That is when the rollout will actually now be explained to us and it should be ready. That was the promise from government to us as stakeholders. So we'll be able to then provide exactly how the classification of gender-based violence as a national disaster is going to be, is going to be happening, the roles, the responsibilities that is going to come from the government's point of view, but also the roles that civil society as NGOs, us ourselves will have to play in terms of implementation. Because we've always said that South Africa has some of the best laws, Carol,
Yeah.
when it comes to gender-based violence. The problem has always been implementation. So that is something that we are really going to be pushing for. One other thing that as Women for Change, we're really pushing for, and this is something we're going to bring to light on Friday as well in the meeting is, the no bail for perpetrators of gender-based violence. So that is one thing that we need and we want to see change. But more than anything, we're hoping to see more resources on the ground. We're hoping to see more safe havens or shelters for gender-based violence women that have been affected. We're hoping to see more training, particularly on the sensitivity of gender-based violence cases for all law officials, because these are things that we pick up in the stories that come in every single day. Survivors keep getting failed by the justice system, not because the laws are not there to protect them, but because the people that are supposed to be enforcing them accurately have not been doing so and have not been handling their cases with the sort of diligence, the necessity, the urgency, as well as the sensitivity that they deserve.
Right. Now, you have the floor here, Michael, and we have people listening to you right now. What is your message to us on this very important day and also acknowledging a very important crisis?
Absolutely. Well, firstly, I just want to thank every single person that stood with us since we launched this campaign. We did not anticipate that it will take off as much as it has, but it really has been so overwhelming, but in such a positive way. So I thank everyone that changed their profile pictures to purple, everyone that has been involved in spreading the message and spreading awareness and educating even the people around them, making them aware of this crisis that we're dealing with. But more than anything, we look forward to the shutdown today. It is already underway. I'm already in black, and I hope that everyone else as well is going to join in with us. Be in black, galvanize together, come together as communities, have their voices raised, and hopefully we can start seeing tangible change set in motion from today.
Michael, I'm going to keep your number. We would love to touch base with you after your meeting with government as they set out to give you some sort of timeline, some sort of strategy as to how this is going to be a tangible solution to the problem. We hope we can touch base with you again after this meeting just to hear what the plan is for the future.
Absolutely, Carol. Thank you so much for the honor as well.
Thank you. That is Michael Benevolent Masina, gender-based violence activist and victim support lead at Women for Change. Thank you again, Michael.